All right, guys, welcome back to Trading Bitcoin with your host, Tone Vays. I was able to get Joe Saz on to take a look at the order book. The last time you were on, Joe, we were doing a more of a news show with Jimmy Song as Bitcoin was breaking out to that latest all-time high of 65,000. And people were actually ripping you for saying that you were like kind of short going into that pump. And now it looks like you had reasons to be short going into that pump. So that's another reason why I wanted to have you on and talk about the order book. I took a glance at the order book a little while ago, and it looks like the order book on the sell side is drying up. So I am gearing up for a potential reversal here in the next, well, 8 hours. And I'm really curious on your thoughts as well. As you guys can see behind me, I am still in Turkey, a little bit of a controversial place right now because of their ban on Bitcoin transactions for Bitcoin as a currency, and B, their intensified lockdown measures, and on both of those fronts. So therefore, I will not be staying in Turkey for very long, guys. I will probably be back in Dubai within this month. Because I seem to really like Dubai, even though it's a little bit expensive. All right, anyway, let's go straight to the charts. I don't know if I should do mine first or let Joe do his first. I'm going to screen share. I pulled this up. When Joe starts talking, I'm going to talk a little more about it. Joe uses Trader, TRDR, for his order book analysis. We're going to look at that. Let's go straight to the high level. Several things are happening right now. If you zoom out, it's not that bad. On a zoom out, it's not the end of the world. Of course, when you start zooming in, even on a weekly chart, the first thing you notice is the Lucid SAR has flipped. I always wanted to have my own version of the Lucid SAR. I was going to have a few other metrics. This alone would not be enough for me to enter the short trades based on the Lucid SAR, and that's why I was going to have my own Tone SAR, because I've looked at it long enough, but I don't really want to get into the weeds on that. We did break this moving average. We have not closed below the 7-period moving average since all the way back in August. That is absolutely incredible. Now, the week is going to end in 12 hours. And what is the probability that Bitcoin will rally $3,000 between now and 12 hours from now? Well, we have no idea. The chances of Bitcoin falling another 3,000 is probably about the same as it going up another 3,000, but we are going to take a look at the shorter term order books in a minute. As of right now, the weekly chart is concerning, and if we do flip on the MRI on the weekly chart, I would have to take a cautious stand as a neutral cash position on the long-term weekly chart, which was certainly bullish just a few days ago when we were pushing towards new all-time highs with a breakout out of the triangle. Another quick thing you will notice on the weekly chart is that the triangle, which had broken out, is now no longer in a breakout. So I can actually redraw this triangle to fit the Tone Vays rules of ascending triangles, where we are not allowed to break any of the bodies, but we are allowed to break as many wicks as we can. And this means that this triangle is still in line for the big breakout. And this was just a fake out, but it has not yet removed this triangle from its ultimate target of, around 75,000 plus. All right, daily chart. So as a swing trader, once again, the daily chart was in consolidation. I had this blue line here for a reason. This blue line was here before. I did not just draw it. As you can see, several things happened in the beginning of this candle. Now, when this candle began, I was fully asleep because I am on the Turkish time zone. But as this candle started to fall, 3 levels of support were broken, and it created the red star the moment we started trading below the prior candle. So many bad things happened once the price of Bitcoin dropped below 59. And I wish I said this on prior podcasts, where that's probably where my stop loss would have been if I was bullish on this position. But I also said something privately here a few hours ago. If I did not have my stop loss at 59,000 and we crashed right through it and I had no stop loss, I would not be panicking right now. This is not the time to panic. The time to exit would have been at 59. If you did not exit in 59 and you were not liquidated, if you weren't heavily leveraged, I would stay patient right now and not panic into any sells. I still think we can rally this thing back to 56, 57 by the time the day is over. Let's speed this up a little bit. Oh, I really wanted to start the show in the beginning of this candle. By the time I got to the 4-hour chart, already reversed. The reason why I started the show at 8 o'clock in the morning New York time 8 minutes ago was because of this upcoming MRI buy on the 4-hour chart, which is going to happen next candle. And I really wanted to start the show with this candle, but it's already rallying. And that's why with the moment the show started, I said I was going to be looking to buy the dip right here. So let's see what happens. I can't wait to get Joe Saz's opinion. Hey, Joe, let's go over to your opinion before we talk about the fundamental news that might have crashed this market between the electricity outage in China that took down a bunch of miners and also some silly tweet about the Treasury Department going after legally after a bunch of financial institutions for money laundering, which is actually insane. I don't know, which way do you want to go here, Joe? Do you want me to hand off screen share to you? Do you want to talk about my charts a bit? How you want to do this?
Um, I kind of agree with this this 4-hour MRI buy, and I can pretty much explain why this is like a good falling knife to catch and show you what the confluence of your MRI signal to buy looks like and what my signal to buy down here looks like. Because I was short, and I think you mentioned earlier that I was getting ripped for being short, and then this happens. I closed my short last night, flip long, stop and reverse, and I got
Hey, Joe, define last night because the market broke down at 8 p.m. Started to break down at 8 p.m. New York time. You are do I want to say your time zone? I don't like to dox people.
No, it's fine. Everyone knows I'm old. I have people that generally know I'm New York City area, Eastern
All right,
Standard Time.
you're on New York time. Okay,
Yeah,
so when you say last night, I mean that's a 4-hour candle that started at 60,000
I don't
and it
think it
ended
started
at
at 8.
52,000. So that's a big evening, 8 p.m. until midnight.
I think it was closer to midnight, and it was a fight night actually. So I was watching UFC, and it was also Logan Paul or Jake Paul or whoever, one of those YouTube guys, versus Ben Askren. So it was a fight night that kind of had to be watched. You know what I'm saying? And then this happens, and I was just like, oh, guy, I can't look away from this trade. So yeah, it was a bit of a like it was a quick thing, and that's what I wanted to bring it to the small time frame for because it really was just a pretty immediate move and we got out of there very fast, out of the lows from the bottom. So
Yeah.
I can let me jump to screen share and I'll just show you
All
what it
right,
looked like on a
let me
smaller
stop
time
my
frame.
screen share. I'm gonna go to Joe's. I'm gonna glance at your live chat, guys, as well, and see what's going on there. If you send over some super chat questions, I do have moderators that are watching this, and they can shoot those over to me.
Okay,
Man,
are you able to
people
see
are
this?
actually missing the long term format. Maybe this will be a slightly longer video than usual, but I do have 1 hour max, so we're not going to keep this going forever.
Cool. So this is the breakdown. This is a 1 minute chart tone. This is where we started. This is like 58K. This is where I initially went short, and this is where I started getting ripped was because I was short collecting funding rates the whole time that we popped even to new
Oh,
all-time
no, what do you
highs.
mean initially went short? You were I thought you were
Uh,
short when we
I
did a stream a few days ago.
this price range is where I was short
Oh,
already.
price range. Okay.
Yeah. Like
Okay. I
this
know.
area. Yeah.
Okay.
So
So
I
you
was
must
short.
have not been heavily leveraged because
I
otherwise
was
you would have been
zero.
taken out when it went to 65.
Zero leverage. I used that. I made sure that I was very clear that this was a non-risky trade, like zero risk, no risk. All I took on was no liquidation in this trade, completely free of that danger. Ironically, I did have a stop loss at 65,000 and just got barely missed. So it was funny. By the time we had gotten like, over here somewhere, I was like, had been collecting so much funding and I was just like, whatever, by the time I get stopped out, I'm not even going to lose that much because I've been collecting funding. But what had me short, I'm gonna bring these back up. Initially was all this stuff on the sell side that had kind of repeatedly been picked at. A lot of consistency all across the board here in the 60,000 range, and this is long story short, what had me short. And if I was leveraged, even the 2x, this probably would have been my stop loss zone, probably around 62,000, the all-time high, yeah. So the top of these bands is what I'm pointing at. This is the 5 to 10% band, which usually dictates trend bias. And so when that flipped, I was short. And obviously, this is a much better scalping tool than it is a swing tool because we did pop up a bit higher. So if I would have been leveraged, I would have been, hurting pretty bad, stressed out or whatever. But then we came down. I saw that the buys. Now, the first observation that I think it's important to discuss is just the fact that the all-time high to all-time highs are getting weaker and weaker. We only had a 6% from all-time high to all-time high, and then we only had a 5.2% versus something closer to a 39% move. And where did we break 20K? When we broke 20K, we broke it violently. So, and then weeks of all-time highs, so 109% to the upside. So our all-time highs have just been getting weaker and weaker. Um, so that had me a little bit bearish to begin with. So that's what set me up for this position was the fact that we had a lot of static resistance, and it's normal for that to get broken even at times, and then for price to have a little bit of a blow off and then come back down. So I had a feeling at least 58K would circle back around, but then we went into a violent breakdown, completely annihilating signals. Some of my tradables bands, which are the 1 to 2.5% distance from price, notated in this yellow band right here, but I was just waiting. I didn't really want to trade that much, and then this happened. And when this happened, this was falling into a two band. This is called the order book depth overlay, 1 to 2.5%, 2.5 to 5%. And you can see that this was getting really strong. These signals, well, you can't really tell, but the colors were basically justifying an entry. And in addition to that, spot markets, as we were bottoming out, spot markets started widening. And as you can see, the bids started to increase. The asks or the limit sells started to decrease, and then you started to get a flip of the perpetuals. And this has been a little bit common of late that perpetuals seem to get very happy and overexcited when price is going up. And then when price is coming back down, they get really scared and they flip dominance. So the ask dominance ended at the bottom and then flipped into a dual band, perp and aggregated perpetual markets down here, aggregated spot markets right here, and now we had a dual band confluence. This was a really good time to get into the market, so that's where I stopped and reversed. And so now I'm currently long, and this is what it looks like, Tone, on your signal 8 minutes ago. Is
When did you go long?
I went long at 52,366, so that is 52, 3, 52,366, right around here.
All right. So let's talk about 8 minutes ago when the MRI flashed the warning buy on the 4 hour. And I kind of wanted that arrow before I went live today, well, this morning for you guys in New York. Right now is like the best time to stream. I'm right now I'm at 1,400 live viewers because so many people around the world are still awake. Australia is probably still awake. Yeah, let's go to 15 minutes ago and see what happened right at the hour as the
Okay,
hour was
so
changing.
on the drop, we bottomed like pretty much near the drop of the hour was the bottom. But as we were bottoming, it was into massive support. Now you can see that price crashed. The fear has pretty much been settled. The dominance of bids in perpetual markets has grown. The dominance in bids in spot markets has grown. So basically this time around, they created a price floor, and that is a perfect lineup with something like the MRI bottom that you have, Colin, because this is what I love to see. I love to see that uncertainty becomes certainty, and that's what I'm seeing. Is this is a very emotional state, and if I probably put this on the 5 minute, we can see it a bit more clearly, like what I mean when I say emotional. Um, Here's like the all-time high, and let me see if this stuff will load. But you can see that perps were getting more and more bullish, more and more bullish, more, they stayed bullish. And then the second we started moving down, perps started losing faith. And this is a very like that's a very strong sign to me that they are very uncertain, and uncertainty typically leads to bearishness. It's easy to manipulate the mind. It's the easiest thing to manipulate. So as far as charts are concerned. So anyways, now that that manipulation is over, the dual band confluence is showing me that now people are building certainty that this is a strong place to buy. And that's even if this is only, up until 58,000 or up until 60,000 or 62, and we do some weird head and shoulders, you think, I don't know what we do. But even if this is just a short-term bottom, this is exactly what I want to see in a buy. So this was a rough falling knife to catch, but this is a good confirmation of it. Probably a double down, but I didn't take it because as you know, when you hit me up, I was laying in bed listening to William watch baby YouTube videos. So I didn't take this. I didn't double down on this position. But looking at this, I mean, it's just a great buying opportunity.
All right. So let me go back to my screen share. So once again, on the MRI 4-hour chart, this is a warning to get in. The hourly chart has been a little bit all over the place. It's not really helpful, but I want to go to a lower level time frame, either a 15-minute or a 10-minute or even a 1-minute. Joe, you used to love the 15-minute chart when you were trading the MRI stuff.
Yep.
I don't know. Do you still do that?
To be honest, I haven't gone up to 15 unless I absolutely need to in a long time. I'm in
You're
the 1 to
sticking to
5s.
lower or
Yeah, lower.
lower? Okay, so let's go lower. Let's go to 10-minute. Then I'll probably drop down to 3-minute or 1-minute. Yeah, this big flash crash, I really want to see it on a 1-minute
I
chart.
know. Yeah.
And I want to see what the MRI did on a 1-minute chart. I haven't looked at that yet. It had to have been crazy. Happened
I
middle of the.
In the old days when I would look. Oh, let's
Oh
see.
man, look at that. The 1-minute chart.
Is that it? That's the buy? Oh shit. I was gonna say it's gonna be there, man. It's gonna be there. Oh, that's so funny. Like this
Man, the ultimate
at the
low
top
comes on a
too. Look at
1-minute
this. Yeah,
MRI. I did
every
not
scalp. Every
like
scalp is in there.
I was hoping for this, but man, what a coincidence. Huh?
This is I mean, now you like get a glimpse as to the short time frames. Look at all the scalps that you get in here. You got a buy on the bottom, reversal candles, up into a nice short, up into a nice buy. Or that's I don't know what the eighth the
Yeah,
A
look,
is.
you had a 1-minute buy right here on the MRI. Then you have a 1-minute buy right here on this MRI. You have a sell here and a sell
Yeah,
here.
it's great stuff.
And then you have the green star gets you back in. So man, like when we do our at my upcoming conferences, the financial summit, and maybe there'll be one more, there'll be trading competitions in person. And I really hope one of these flash crashes happens while we're in our 8-hour trading competition, because I'll be mostly using the MRI on the short-term time frames, like the 1 minute. And I mean, off of a hammer like this, I'm going seriously in.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're raising your stops on a short time frame, you're probably in the clear. That's probably the most important thing about short-term time frame trading is just making sure that you get these moves, but you raise your stop because eventually one of these moves won't play out. So you keep moving your stop up. Just for the people that see a small time frame and think it's just a gold mine, it can be, but you got to also play your cards right.
All right, so let's take a look at the current situation of the 1-minute chart. Once again, there's the
I
top on
know,
a
I
1-minute
just saw
chart.
that. That's funny.
Oh man, it doesn't always work. Like here's a buying opportunity that never materialized. But then again, it was also a bearish candle creating a
This was
new
also a flash crash
low.
though too. Mhm.
The one that this was So this was the end of the
Oh,
hour.
this was
The
okay.
MRI didn't help at all. But right now, let's see what happens here. We have this support line. I don't want us going below this low. If we hold this low, if we break above this, I think we're in the clear. And that opens us up for an MRI buy on a 4-hour chart, which could turn our fortunes. We still have time, right? So right now, on the 4-hour chart, I'm going to use the same thing. Go to the 4-hour chart. See, on a 4-hour chart, 4 hours from now, we're going to have our MRI buy. And that can happen as long as the next candle opens below $55,500. and that could be enough, to push us above 57.4. And I really want us to push above 57.4 because I don't want to reset the MRI on a weekly scale. So I really want to see the daily close above this moving average, above the in line with the MRI. So if we can close the day above 57.4, I think the worst is over, and people got taken out. If you were over leveraged, you got in trouble. You're now oh man, I think my speaker is dying.
We hear you just fine. I hear you
No,
perfect.
no, no, speaker. So I won't be
Oh.
able to hear you. I should go get a cord to charge it up. Actually, I know I can plug it in. Anyway, if I lose your audio, I'll deal with it. A lot of good things happen if we can close today. If we can go into tonight above 57 and a half. And that's what I'm going to be watching. So I may do a video before going to bed tonight, which would be uh yeah, I think it'll be evening New York time, and the stock market would already be opened in the futures market. But that's basically what I'm watching right now, and I do think that we have a chance to bounce right here. We did just get a new low close on a daily chart. This is very concerning. But if this candle goes up above 57, then we avoid closing below the 20 period moving average. Sorry, that no, my bad. That's the 50 period moving average. We avoid the nope, that's MRI. Let me get the moving average here. All right, why is this not working? Uh, no, that yeah, 50 period moving average. That's right. We avoid closing below the 50 period moving average, which is important, and that's what bounced the price last time. So let's hope for a 3,500 point rally here over the next 12 hours, and we have time. Joe.
Yeah, as you're saying that, all I'm thinking about is CME gaps. I don't like leaving them. I know everyone's kind of all over the place about what their thoughts on CME gaps are. I'm more of an observer. I'm not like a pro, but this is going to create a gap to the upside, and but this might actually close out the gaps that we have to the downside. And 54,000 was my price call because of the gaps down there. So it wouldn't be like the worst thing in the world to open up the week with
All right,
the
Joe,
gap.
say something else. Testing my speaker.
Okay, test. Want me to just keep talking about the CME gap
Nope.
thing? Okay,
That
so
did
I'll
not
keep talking
work.
about the CME gap thing until he hears me. So the CME gap, we have a CME gap at about 2 or 3. I think 54 might have been the lowest one, and 54,000 or the lowest local CME gap. So that being said, that was kind of my target to, because like so many, we just went vertical. We left so many CME gaps in our wake. So many of them fill, and a lot of them have been filling, but we do have a lot of gaps that are unfilled. At some point, they were acting as continuation gaps a few times, and it was really a strong justification for that area to be supported and then advanced into the next price range. So the CME gap at 54,000 was my price call because I just wanted to clean out some of the local stuff, being that we had 80 to 90% of CME gaps filled, and we had so many unfilled
All right,
gaps.
I'm still messing with my speaker that is dying, but that's okay.
Okay.
We'll figure it out.
Okay,
Still
I
with me,
was just
Joe?
going on a rant. Yeah.
Oh wait, I can't hear you now. Shit.
Okay, so
Hold on. I should just go get a cord. Maybe I'll
okay.
just do this.
I'll I'll keep
Nope.
talking. So the CME gap at 54, and so that this opening the week in 12 hours or 11 and a half on at this price range, even 54,300, the CME is going to trade a few hundred to whatever price in contango, of course, above spot price of Bitcoin. So as long as it's in contango, that means that the spot price can be even a bit lower. So if we come a little bit lower, the CME gap should be primed to be filled, wick down at least, or start open low and then wick up and close out the gap, in pretty similar fashion as we ran down. So that's kind of what I'm thinking is on the table. I don't usually like walking out of a week with the CME gap because of the likelihood of it getting filled is so high.
Yeah, and check out the funding rate on a 4-hour chart. I mean,
Jeez.
wow.
Yeah.
And we're now flipping positive, so that is certainly in favor for the bulls.
See what the estimated or the let's see that the it's at point oh, wow, it's fluctuating between 0.04 and 0.0019. Oh, the predicted funding rate is 0.04. Longs pay shorts. Wow. It's getting bullish again. Wow, dude. They are jumping on this. Yeah, that's I feel like that's even more confirmation. This was a falling knife to catch. And that
Yeah,
double
the
bottom
four
was a
the
great.
the 4-hour RSI went into oversold. The last time it did that, the price was at 50,000 and then rallied all the way into 65. The CMF and the MACD aren't doing great. I want to look at the daily. Yeah, the daily funding rate has not really gone that negative yet, but we'll see what happens by end of day. The MACD and ERSI do not look good. CMF does not look good either. And it's all about the close, man. It's all about the daily close. You see 3,000 more to go, and it's got 11 and a half hours to do it. And I like the fact that the 4-hour MRI buy is coming, and it's coming in 3.5 hours. And that would be in line. So right now, this is a very low risk trade for me. This is the low risk catching a falling knife. If you did that right at the bottom of the hour, but even if you do it right now, I would even be kind of comfortable because I have a very clean stop loss. So, all right. So even if, I mean, it sucks to go long right now and not say any time in the last 30 minutes. But if you go long now, I'm going to set this as a green line. My stop loss is very, very clean. And that stop loss is right below the swing low. And the swing low from 4 hours ago. So you leave, a little bit of wiggle room there. Like a few ticks. And that becomes a blue line for stop loss. And if I was using lower level time frames, even the 1 hour is not going to look any different. So we have to go to the 10-minute or 5-minute or 1 minute. So if we go into the 10-minute, not much is there. Oh, well, extension C is there, but the idea is like we talked about the 1-minute chart. Oh, wow. Yeah. So we did rally past that point. So we were looking at it right here on this candle, and I was saying how we should hold this. So let's say you were late to the party. Realistically, you'd enter the trade on a green star. But look, now we're on another freaking sell on a 1-minute chart. Damn, I should be using the 1-minute MRI charts. Jesus Christ. The hell? Why did I turn away from this chart? We could have watched it all the way through, right into an MRI
Oh
top, and now a
shit, and
pullback.
it's moving.
So I take that back. I would wait for a 1 to 4 candle correction and then go in on the back end of that. So here's our 1-minute correct. Here's our first candle of a 1 to 4 candle correction. I see this as a double top, so I'm certainly bullish. Otherwise, I'm bullish at the break of that candle's high for a potential bullish trade. And my stop loss is actually not down there. My stop loss is clearly over here. So we're going to play around with 1-minute trading. So if I'm going long now, I have a very clean stop loss up here. And the moment this thing breaks out above that resistance, the stop loss goes straight into break even. So right now we're in the middle of a 1 to 4 candle correction. So let's say you have no trade on right now. So if I was bored with day trading, I would wait for a green star to show up or the break of that candle's high for a long trade. Looks like I'm in a long trade right now. We hit it. So it's going to a long trade on a 1 minute time frame. My stop loss is actually over here, but not yet. It's right there below the moving average. But once this candle ends, and if the next candle gives me a clean high, my stop loss goes right there, and it's not far away from a break-even trade. So here's a 1 minute theoretical trading. And if we can break this resistance, up we go. Here we go. Oh, that looks beautiful. How much time we got? 3 seconds. Yeah, so my stop loss is clearly going up. I just want to see a break, right? So the tone Vays rules of trading, and we're about to get a green star on the next candle once we start trading above that. So if that's my entry, my initial stop loss was right below the moving average. That is a let's say 350, right? $350 move. So I'm waiting for a $350 move to the upside. Once we get a $350 move to the upside, I'm setting a break-even stop. I'm not going to let this trade cost me any money. So that's what I'm waiting for. Can I slide this over to the left? I can. So that's what I'm waiting for. So my stop loss right now is below the 1 minute swing low. And there's the green star. So I could actually add to my trade. Once we've captured my initial risk, and we almost have, we came damn close. Once we captured that initial risk, I usually go in for a break-even stop.
Can I comment on that real quick? Just that one thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
The break-even stop is probably one of the most important things. Like when you set your position and it's on a 1 minute chart, the next thing that you do in the same breath is put up your stop loss and get ready to raise that thing to break even.
All right, I'm almost ready to raise it, man. I just need like maybe $5 more.
Yeah, so
If we
I'm
break,
saying that just for the peeps, just for the
if we
community.
break 55.8, damn, done. I have a break-even stop now. So this trade, unless I'm trading on some shitty exchange, this trade should not cost me any money. And now I'm waiting for the next MRI top because clearly these 1 minute MRI tops have been freaking butter. Look at this and this. So now I can get rid of that. So now I have a break-even stop. And let's see if we can make into another 1 minute MRI top for a perfect selling opportunity off the short-term time frame trade. Now, if we get 2 more green candles, I'm going to set that stop loss up here because now I have that moving average acting as support. But not yet. I'm going to stay patient. I'm going to leave it at a break-even stop. And my break-even stops, make sure they cover my commissions too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is still looking good. This is still looking good for a reversal. A little bit of like action in the book. I'm just watching the live order book, not really using signals right now, more discretion, but I'm watching this and it looks like the fight is pretty strong. The bulls have a lot of momentum walking out of this confirmation of a double bottom.
Yeah, by the way, we missed this being an MRI buy by like 1 candle right here. Like if this candle closed like a tick or 2 lower, we're getting our MRI buy right there. Yeah, so we can sit right through this trade. And let's see. I mean, look, the ultimate goal here is $57,500 by end of day. All right, we got 17 seconds. I don't want to see this go all the way to the moving average on this candle. Now, if this candle gives me a new swing low and then it rallies up and the next candle goes above current candle, I'm already comfortable setting this stop loss all the way to the bottom of that candle, but not yet. I'm keeping it here for now. The current candle needs to rebound.
So
I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it close below this moving average.
that's good. See, you see how this is moving so fast on short-term time frames. The order book and everything is so dynamic. People are shifting orders around so fast that it's very common to get like these like seemingly big moves. And just you just need to make sure you don't react to them how you would if they were an hour candle or something like that, you know. But RSIs are actually pretty good on small time frames too, like a 1 minute RSI 13, unlucky number 13. Yeah, look at that. That was pretty good, clean top up there. Yeah, it could get grossly overbought and grossly oversold. That happens, you know, on the 1 minute for sure. But
Yeah, it would be interesting if we reset the MRI right now and the next candle is bullish. That's actually a good sign that we did reset the MRI. And because we reset the MRI, I'm actually raising that stop loss to right below that moving average. Either we bounce right here to the upside, or I want to get out of this trade. It's a 1 minute trade. It would have been heavily leveraged because it's a 1 minute trade. I mean, why would you trade spot on a 1 minute trade? So I'm expecting a bounce right here. I'm not expecting a close below that moving average. And it will be beautiful if we reset the MRI because that gives me, you know, another whole setup. So and I was late to this buying opportunity too because I started this whole video with the intention of talking about the 4-hour buy off the MRI. But hey, you can make up for that. The only I don't like to trade with high leverage unless it's on very short time frames. On very short time frames, it's okay because you're watching the market and your finger is on the trigger to get in and get out.
yeah,
You just you just can't be flip flopping. You have to be, you know, you have to have a plan. You have to have a specific plan. Like we're looking at 1 minute charts, but I have a very specific plan. In fact, if we go above the prior swing high and close a candle there, I'm ridiculously bullish again. We haven't even reset the MRI yet to the upside. Wait, what's going? Well, I'm sorry. Wait. This is my initial buying.
yeah. The
Was
light blue, the dark blue is your
I
original. Oh,
Yeah, I moved the wrong thing. This is the
okay.
stop loss line. This is the entry line. And I usually use purples. If you've taken my courses and stuff, I use purple lines for profit take or exits. So that's my exit, but I don't know where my exit's going to be yet. I'm waiting for the next MRI to tell me when to take my 1 minute exit. We're at almost 2,000 viewers, man.
Oh, nice. Well, hello everybody. Hit that like and subscribe.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Oh, and by the way, when Joe was showing his charts, he was using the platform Trader, TRDR, which has this whole order book analysis, which Joe uses. We're going to go back to Joe before we end this show, but let's go back to this 1 minute time frame. Oh, boy. I thought it was my 1 minute time frame. I'm like,
I
holy
know.
shit.
That's
What
like,
happened to my
whoa,
trade? Oh, beautiful. Look at that.
that's
We
cleaning
broke
it
the
up.
prior swing high. We got 30 seconds to go. Oh, man. I need to move my profit take.
I was gonna say that's a 50% profit take now.
Yeah, screw that. I'm going to use my stop loss as a guide. But I was very strategic with the stop loss. I gave it room to pull back a little bit. I'm using the 20 period moving average on a 1 minute time frame as that stop loss. I know I have extension B and extension C, but I'm not putting too much weight on them at the moment. This extension C is most likely coming from this MRI top right there. Yep, that MRI top has created this extension B and C and A, but we had another MRI top. So there's a whole other set of extensions B and C in the back.
So I just want to note for short-term time framing trading, you did the most important thing, which is once that got a couple candle closes, the first thing that stop loss is exactly where I would put mine at the bottom of like one of the stronger candles coming out of the run. And this is a good looking trade, no matter what you're walking out with money, you know. So this is a good move, and it looks like it's strong right now. These guys.
It is. I'm actually raising that stop loss. Okay, so I'm sorry. There is no additional extensions because I just took a look at this MRI top, and because the MRI top reset the base count, no extensions were executed. So that was the last extension. So I should take it a little more seriously, and I am putting that stop loss right at the bottom of that candle. I may be exiting this trade right now. I'm putting it right at the bottom of that candle.
Someone
Let's.
literally just said 5 minute MRI top right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So
Well,
like,
let's see. My
the one
stop loss
5
has
minute.
not yet been hit. My stop loss has not yet been hit. Let's look at the 5-minute chart.
It's gonna be funny to see a gold star next to that 1 minute chart one of these days.
Oh man, look at the 5-minute, man.
Damn,
Beautiful MRI buy right off of the doji candle,
damn.
and now we're right in an MRI 5 minutes. So this might take a little bit more of a break. Wow, I didn't even look at the 5-minute time frame. Look, it's hard to keep an eye on all of these time frames at the same time, but this is how the MRI basically works. It gives you these uh, potential exhaustion of momentum because this is all time based. It's not it uses price, but this is a time based indicator. And you had a beautiful buying opportunity here, potential sell opportunity here, but I am raising that stop loss because my time frame is 1 minute, and on a 1 minute we held it. I'm just gonna keep raising it to the bottom of the prior candle right now. And the moment we break above these, I'm going to be very confident and keep going. But I like this 1 minute trade. Whatever it made, it would have certainly been leveraged because it's a 1 minute trade. I mean, it's trading spot on a 1 minute. It's
10x is
good for trading.
6%.
It's good for trading competitions to even the playing field, but it's not going to earn you any money. Spot trading with 1 minute candles is not going to earn you much. Um, oh, there
Oh,
it is. I'm out. I'm happy with that.
yeah, yep. Trigger
I can
reset.
always go. I can always go back in later, but I am gonna respect the 5-minute MRI top, and I'm gonna wait for that correction.
Damn, look
One
at
to five
that. That
candle
is a
correction,
one hell of a reversal too. Perfect reversal.
and the next trade I enter will probably be a 5-minute time frame trade. That is also a beautiful reversal candle in the making. It only has 20 seconds to go, and that is turning into a shooting star candle. So I'm gonna wait a couple of candles here. I don't think we'll be on for another 15 minutes. Maybe we will, but I would wait 1 to 4 candles here, maybe 2 to 3 more candles before a potential jump back into the market.
Oh, Tom, can I mention something about Trader that you had brought up on your website on your affiliate page there?
Yeah, so if you guys go to affiliate page, check out Trader. I'm gonna give Joe the screen share now,
Oh,
and
I can just mention it.
okay, go ahead.
That if you sign up under Tone, there are YouTube videos that I've made to help you walk into this, set it up, know what you're looking at. So, it's not just a product, just go and find the YouTube video of Joe Saz trader tutorial setup or whatever. And so you can get the product and you actually can set it up correctly. And then to commemorate the launch of Trader Live, going live May 8th last year. I don't know if you remember Tone back when I was streaming 8 hour, 10
Oh
hour
yeah,
streams.
that's right.
Yeah, it's been a year now since Trader went live. So I'm actually to commemorate that, I'm gonna sell my work. So we're gonna sell my SAS signals in the shop on the Trader Academy with the webinar. So gonna get more stuff going on here pretty soon. But yeah, just wanted to make that very clear that there is free education and there are free SAS 1.0 signals. 2 is coming to the shop May 8th or roundabout.
Yeah, hey, remind me on that day, but isn't that like Mother's Day?
Shit, I don't really know these things anymore.
Oh man.
Uh,
Yeah, I was gonna say we should do a video, but if it's actually May 8th, that could be tricky.
yeah, you'll know where to find me. But
Oh,
yeah, it'll
it's May
be a good
9th.
time.
It's May 9th.
Oh
Mother's
wow.
Day is May 9th. Okay, so May 8th is a Saturday. All right, people are asking me to look at Dogecoin because it actually held up nicely
It did. Oh, I was curious. Interesting.
for some crazy reason. All right, so we're gonna keep an eye on this. If I was to buy back in, I would wait for the current candle to end. We have 3 more minutes to go, and then I would go long again above the current candle's high on next candle. So I'm gonna put this here. Next candle, if it trades above current candle's high, then we get a green star again, and then we're back in business to the upside. And then my stop loss would be right there, right below these swing lows for a very, again, another low risk trade opportunity. Okay, Doge. So Doge versus Bitcoin was doing really well earlier. Let's go Doge versus, what is it? That's Ethereum. Sorry. Oh, yeah, that is Doge versus the dollar. Sorry. Doge versus dollar is held up at 30 cents. It did not actually crash at all. Here's Doge versus Bitcoin. It actually traded, higher than yesterday's open. It was actually trading higher than the prior daily close ever versus Bitcoin. So Doge is actually holding up, and the MRI top on Doge is coming next candle. So let's see, that's tomorrow. So let's see what happens there. I don't really want to go into lower level time frames. Ethereum took a big hit. I'll probably do another video late tonight because of what's happening right now. Like I said, guys, I was only gonna have an hour max for this video, so we're down with 10 minutes. I don't know if there were any good questions. Do I have any moderators that sent me any good questions? The EMA ribbon just broke for the first time since last October. Interesting. I've been messaging Willy Woo. I'll try to get him on in the near future. Willy Woo's been doing interviews with everybody else. So if you're following Willy Woo, I'm sure you can get him on 100 other channels. But I'll try to get Willy Woo back. Okay, so this candle is almost coming to an end. There's 1 minute left. I don't believe we're going to rally past the top of the current candle this minute. So that's my metric. The break of current candle's high on a 5-minute time frame with a stop loss below the MRI top candle's low. That's basically the next trade I would make on the short-term time frames. Oh, I stand corrected. Maybe we could break it.
It's a tough time. This is even a fair fight, and I like to say that I don't trade fair fights. I trade when someone's clearly winning, and right now it's a bit of a fair fight. I still think bulls are going to win, but yeah.
Whoa! Look, we broke it. Damn.
Yeah.
I almost want to should have entered that trade. It sucks to wait another 30 seconds right now. Actually, 10 seconds. So what's my risk? Now my risk is $200, but my entry is going to be higher than this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to enter at start of next candle. Right there. That's the risk.
Bulls are rolling
over. The proper way to do it is to wait for the break of prior candle's high, which is what I'm supposed to do based on rules. So here's a lesson to you guys. What happens when you break some rules?
Yeah.
But that's okay. I'm still confident in my trade. You have to be confident in your trade. If you're not confident in your trade, then don't enter the trade. So that's the trade. The trade's now back in the profit.
Yeah.
And my risk is about 200. I'm raising my risk. There's the green star. I'm using, I don't want to, I only want to risk this much. 172. That's my risk. So if the moment I go up that high, I'll probably be setting a break-even stop loss. Let's go back to the 1 minute.
Hmm.
On a 1 minute, this looks great. Like a break of the prior swing high.
Higher
Let me
low.
see what it will look like. The green star probably would have came right here. Yep. So the green star would have gotten us in a little bit earlier. See, on a 1 minute time frame, my stop loss should really be down here. Really depends on which time frame you're using for your risk analysis.
Yeah, in the book, this is just a game of tug of war where one side rolls over and gives up some liquidity, and then a small amount of sellers or buyers moves the price. So it's kind of like I think it'd be a tug of war, but it's mostly a breakout game of tug of war where the bulls win. And it's funny, all the things that you're doing are like things that I would totally do. So this is like hilarious to me. So, someone that like was more of a swing trader, dabbling in the small time frames, and yeah, that low is like absolutely important. That would be the stop loss. But that's also a shakeout zone, so that's a little bit of discretion required.
All right, guys, I actually have to get going in a few minutes. Man, I want to see how this trade ends. I just want to see a breakout.
I'm a little curious to see how this ends too. I think you're gonna get it, and it's always the way it works is like you get it the second you end the video, and then it's just gonna be me and
I
you
know.
talking, not live, and then it freaking rips. It still looks clean though. I mean, the higher lows is pretty much the name of the game right now. A good reversal out of there, the confirmed double bottom. Usually, Bitcoin isn't going to skip across the bottom without making like some significantly worse moves. And this double bottom, being that it was higher than the wick low, is already like the confluence of signals that I had at that double bottom range, plus the gold mine signals, the 5 to 10% band, which I didn't mention, but the trend bias signals on the bull side now, that's a great sign for at least a move, I think, into the 58,000 plus, range.
So on a 5-minute chart, obviously the green star needs to stay there in order to stay bullish. On a 5-minute chart, we have a minute to go. I'm still okay with this trade. I'm not that concerned yet.
Yeah, if this is a low risk trade, or yeah, if you weren't risking much, then I'm sure you could probably even drop your stop loss a little lower and ride this one out a little while. But like I'm kind of assuming that you're like 5 to 10x,
Yeah,
and you want to play it safe.
I wouldn't lower it lower. I wouldn't lower it lower than the low of this candle. Like
Yeah,
that's as low as I would lower it.
that that's good.
I mean,
One thing, and mhm,
I
go
would
ahead.
say normally I don't touch my stop losses, but this is just it's not like I'm removing it completely. So let me get this out of the way.
Yeah,
But
one
in
thing I
any
noticed
case,
in short time frames, people play a lot of tricks, and a wick is a very common. A wick low is a very common place to put a stop loss. So depending on where that is, I would probably look at a $50 mark and put it beneath that, or if it's at a flat $100 mark, I'd put it below that. So I might stretch another $40 or whatever the case is, $80 even, something like that. But just to make sure that I'm out of reach of what would just be a scare tactic. A little bit of a lower low is enough to really try to trigger some FOMO on the sell side. So I just try to get out of that a little bit, just on the other side of. So like basically, I'm looking at that 54,600, and I'd probably put it at like 54,599 or something like that. Yeah, right beneath the wick. Yeah, like yeah, even there's fine, just so that I'm like covered, protected from any wild swing that just someone just wants to wipe a few faces.
yeah, I don't think either. I don't think any of them are that necessary. I still think this thing is about to break up again.
Mhm. This is the 5 now. Okay. I mean, everything dipped into such a grossly oversold position in that RSI longer time frame. Well, I'm looking at like an hourly, half hour. That RSI just got beat the hell up. But it is now starting to get a bullish divergence, right? Tone on the like 1 hour look at the RSI or something like that. Not that I flip time frames this much, by the way. I usually am in the 1 or the 5 minute, and that's it for the day.
Oh yeah, no, that's definitely divergence on the 1 hour.
Yeah, that the 1 hour is kind of like my 30
But
minute to
only on
one
the
hour.
RSI. On the CMF and the MACD, there wasn't.
Okay. I don't really pay much attention to those. I've just me. I try to keep it simple. For me, for the longest time, all I was using was your stuff. For years and on a 15-minute chart. 5 minute was the lowest I would go.
All right, here we go. Back to my break-even line. Back to my entry. I really wanted to enter lower, but this candle in the last 30 seconds just ran all the way up. I was supposed to enter it at a lower price. That was the intention. All right, green star is back.
Oh yeah, nice.
When
And now the
gone.
sellers are, it's a little stiff, but they're starting to roll over in the book. Maybe I can widen up this aggregation a little bit and just get a broad, bigger,
Yep,
bigger.
here we go.
Yeah, this looks like, oof.
That was the plan.
Yeah, it looks like they're ready to roll over. Yep, that's it right now. The bulls need to push this. Oh, bulls need to push this right now.
That might be a new swing high here.
There it is. Here's coming. Here's coming.
Yep. And the next hurdle.
Bears are rolling over right now. Okay, bears just stepped up. Bears just stepped up on the new high. They just stepped up too. That's crazy. That's what I'm saying. This is the emotion in this market. People are scared. They're trying to take the new high to sell their bags. Really, probably not a good time to do this. This is selling a bottom, I think, or close to it.
Yeah, so I would need a break of 55.2, 50, and then I'm gonna set that stop to break even.
Yo, Crypto Face is saying what's up.
Yeah, he's in the hey crypto face. He's in the live chat, huh?
Yeah, saying what's up to everyone. Yo, what's up, CF? Much love.
So people are saying there was a weekly MRI top in the CME futures. I don't really pay attention to the CME futures, but let's go take a look.
There's definitely a gap. I can tell you that. It's to the up. It's now a gap to the upside that needs to get filled. But this just cleared out. Like, you know what, Tone? I have a chart with all the CME gaps drawn. If you want me to just throw it up real quick.
Maybe 1 second. Hold on. I need to get the MRI on this.
Oh, you're on a weekly too.
Oh, my MRI. Jesus Christ, I have a lot of favorites.
Your trade should be looking great, by the way, right now. Should be cleaning up.
Yeah, look at that. MRI, yeah, but like it crashed on the weekend. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, this is going to
Yeah,
be
there
a
was an
disgusting gap.
MRI top last week. No, but that's a weekly. What about the
that's a
daily?
weekly. 62,000 we closed the week on the CME. That's nuts.
Well, trade was doing good. This candle was pulling us back a little bit, but yeah, I wanted to go a little bit higher before that break-even stop loss. Like I don't want to set a break-even stop loss now because then if I keep doing that, I'm never gonna have any really good profitable trades.
So,
So if
remember,
anything, I put my stop loss like back here so that if it does crash, it doesn't, take as much of my money, but I wouldn't be going break even yet. Yeah, what's up?
so remember how like the past video or a couple times we talked, I said if money management is the only tool you have left, then it's probably not a good time to be aggressively trading. And that's exactly why, like what you just said, like, and especially as a scalper, small time frame dude, it's like you got, a lot of your trades might end up break even or, getting that stop loss triggered at where it is now at a loss. So if that's like the last thing that you have left and it's working for you, of course that's good. But that's usually when I start walking away. Is like if repeatedly it's money management is all I got left. That's my sign that the market's just doing too much for my stuff to work.
Right.
But it does save you. It makes it so that you can fight another day. So yeah.
Yeah, I need this thing to go up at least 200 in my favor. before I start.
It looks like it's gonna roll back up right now. It looks like the bears are sitting back. Their
Just
bulls are ready to.
barely did, but I'm not ready to set that break even stop loss. I want to see this thing break 55.2 before I raise that stop loss.
Bulls just took a hit right now. 55,000 flat and bulls took a hit. Interesting.
Yeah, it is at a very round number of 55, so there's going to be a little bit of a tug of war here.
Yeah, so stops have been cleared if any were there because it's already been triggered. But yeah, I mean, this is kind of a weird place to fight. Of course, $1,000 aggregations are good battlegrounds, but it's kind of weird that this is where bulls would give up ground if they were to. They look like they're going to, but it's not really a strategic place to give up ground. It doesn't look like.
Yeah, I was a little pissed about that entry, right? Like I wanted my entry to be over here, and if it was here, because that's where the candle was with 1 minute left, and I was like, okay, next candle above current candle, I'm in. That means I would have already been in a break-even stop loss right there, and I would have been okay with that if it does come back down to that line. But right now, I'm in a little bit of no man's land where my trade's not profitable anymore. But I'm gonna stick with my original stop loss of right there. Like I said, I might raise it to here, but I'm gonna give it enough wiggle room here to trust in the fact that we're still breaking out.
It's interesting. So this looks like it might be a 2 steps forward, 1 step back type thing. But man, the bulls are really like. Wow, this is just weird to watch. I don't like when they're this emotional. I like when someone is really confident, or one side. When I say someone, I know I kind of like make the market give it a personality a bit, and say him or them or whatever. Like, but it's just interesting to see this how it's playing out. It's like they really should be fighting to hold this, and not rolling over. And now they're starting to gain their, steam in the sails again, or the wind in the sails. But
The moment we break to new highs, my stop loss is definitely going up to the bottom of that candle.
I'm just wondering what's causing people to be so mellow on this buying opportunity. There's still fear. It could be, a little uncertainty could still be, in the air. Obviously, this happened late last night. Um, yeah, I can't imagine what would really make people scared about this. And we're already almost back to 55. Fair fight though. That's a weird one. It's a weird one.
Yeah, once this trade ends, we're gonna end the video. Oh, I didn't even talk about the hash rate or the.
Oh, here you got some moves. They need that 55,000, man. $5. Okay, there it is. Now bears should roll over. Give it up, motherfuckers. All right.
Couple
Give
of
it up.
things happen. Let's go to Twitter. So the hash rate. So I'm sure people are going nuts talking about how centralized Bitcoin is because a bunch of power apparently went out in a province of China where a lot of mining takes place, and it probably took down a couple of mining pools that weren't operating properly. So 40% of Bitcoin's hash rate dropped out for like, I don't know, an hour or so. And that doesn't mean that Bitcoin is centralized. This is basically either people that are grossly incompetent in their understanding of how crypto works, or they do understand how crypto works, but they're using this to sell their scam coin. Bitcoin mining is 1/3 of the concept of decentralization. So if your coin doesn't have any mining, it's actually not even a blockchain. Not to me, it's not. You can, have your own definition of a blockchain, but by Satoshi's definition of a blockchain, you're not a blockchain if you don't have mining. So mining only adds to decentralization because it's a whole element of decentralization that you otherwise wouldn't have. So if 40% of the hash rate drops out because of a certain region, then all that means is it takes a little longer to get your transaction cleared. It might get a little more expensive. That's all it really means. It doesn't take away from Bitcoin's decentralization whatsoever. So this is the likely candidate for taking down the market. However, or the panic, causing the panic. However, there was this ridiculous tweet from FX Hedge, and this can't possibly be true. I have no idea where they got this information, but Treasury Department doesn't file charges against anyone. That's not the function of the Treasury. So some people commented that it came from some article by CoinGeek, which is, you know, a BSV propaganda machine, and they referenced a Treasury press release, which also had nothing to do with crypto really, but they just, you know, made it sound like it did. So anyway, a lot of this new stuff, it's totally nothing. And that's another reason why I'm generally more bullish than bearish. Let's go back to the trade. See where we are here. All right, here's the 1 minute chart. We went up, we pulled back. Still waiting for the breaks of these highs. But I am going to raise my stop loss already. I'm okay with that. Let's go to the 5 minute look. Yeah, the moment we start trading above these highs, I'm comfortable setting a break-even stop loss. And then from there, you just got to judge where to exit. All right. Any other comments, Joe? I think we're going to wrap this up.
Yeah, I didn't see anything significant in the comments. No, I liked what you had to say about the mining thing. Thank you for bringing that up. I actually wasn't aware that there was a news event that triggered this, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, there was definitely some news events along with this panic, but
so that doesn't get you into 2017, 2018 mentality. Remember when the news, just some garbage news, would cause something like this? You know, like this is kind of what garbage news caused this. You know, there's a lot of similarities going on. Alt season, you know, shitcoins pumping wildfire. You know, do you see any of the similarities to 2017 that, you know, I know the top looks different and let's, like, you know, worry less about price action, social sentiment and all those other things. Do you feel like it's 4 years ago?
I think it feels like people are dumber than 4 years ago. Look what's happening with Dogecoin.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely true. Bitcoin dominance, have you looked at that in a while? That is nosediving.
Yeah, well, again, because of things like Doge. Like it's like no one learned a lesson from 2017, and in 2017 it was ICOs. Now we have DeFi, we have NFTs, we have things like Doge pumping. It's not much has changed. But once again, hey guys, I go back to the 4-hour chart. The 4-hour chart is so key. Started this video exactly as the scandal began, and it began off of an MRI warning candle. And unless this thing goes straight up, you're going to get your MRI buy. But if we go up above 56,000, you're not going to get the MRI buy. But I think we'll have it. Oh wow, we just hit a new high.
Oh, it looks like it's cleaning up. It's fighting right at the tip of the candle. What is that called? A zombie or something? What kind of candle is that called when it has all body, no wick?
Oh yeah, like Mazo something.
Yeah, like a Mozambique, a country or a city or something.
Yeah. Wow, I can't believe I forgot the name of the candle.
I can't even like it's just completely gone right now.
Yeah, it's over here, guys. Learn trading section. Maribozo.
No, Maribozu, yeah.
That's the candle.
Marubozu, okay. Yep.
Yeah,
it's breaking out. You got a new high.
Free tutorial, guys. If you're looking for a more advanced tutorial, please check out the on-demand videos. Joe has seen them. He can vouch for them if that means anything. And these are the technical analysis and risk management. I was utilizing both right here. And for something even more advanced, we have the MRI indicator, which you can purchase right here. And I've been using it all day today on these 1 minute charts and 5 minute charts. And it's looking pretty damn good.
Check your trade. Check your trade. It might rip. It might rip to the upside right now.
Oh, beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. Now we're definitely setting a break-even
Yeah.
stop loss. If this thing goes high enough, I'm going to raise it all the way to here. And now we have our another profitable trade. 2 back-to-back trades on small time frames. This is nice. And this is the 5-minute chart. And we're about to hit a second consecutive MRI top in about 3 candles. So we still got 2.5 minutes to go in this candle. Man, I was going to turn this off, but hey, if this thing is pumping, might as well stay with my trade. So far, I've been using stop losses to exit. I would like to take full proper profit somewhere, but I don't know where that would be. I remain bullish, man. I'm still optimistic. We're going to hit both my 4-hour MRI buy and the weekly continuation of the MRI trend by closing the week above 57.5.
57. Interesting. That's right in my ballpark range. That's 58K was my call. So I'm really interested to see how the market reacts up there.
Right. These were the swing highs, man. If we can get above these highs, this is the 5-minute look, right? Wow, even the 5-minute look had beautiful,
so good, yeah,
MRI tops, man, and bottom, and we navigated this perfectly. Entered right at the green star, though we did it on a candle earlier, and this is still clean for more upside.
So you made 2 trades in one video, 2 profitable trades so far.
Yeah. Yeah, I should go back to trading and stop doing videos, right?
Yep. So and now you're gonna be like, Joe, what are you thinking about that 5-second chart? Well, you see that we'll be talking about that.
Yeah, no, but I would only trade these small time frames if it was like if I was bored or like on days like this. Otherwise, I stick to my swing trading.
Yeah. It's definitely a babysitting, a lot of like I kind of started off as a scalper and I never really understood what like swing trading and all that was. I've always been a babysitter of trades. So I come from one kind of position there. But yeah, with these kinds of trades, you really are sitting at the computer a lot. But you're making the money, so.
All right, so this candle is about to end in 14 seconds. And I mean, this trade took a little while to develop. We spend quite a number of minutes underwater on this trade. And if the next candle starts trading above current candle, I'm comfortable raising that stop loss to just below 55,000.
So as
because we should hold 55,000 from here on out. Otherwise, this thing can actually get ugly.
As you're talking about that, perps are getting more bullish as we go higher, and aggregated spot is getting more bullish as we get higher. So I think your 4-hour call is probably the most likely play out here.
I don't want to end the stream only because I want this 5-minute MRI top, and this is my profit take line, and I'm just like moving it up because I don't know when that MRI top's gonna come, but I will be taking some profit off that MRI top. And look at that. Jesus. I'll play around with that stop loss a little bit, but I'm going to give it some wiggle room because I want to time my exit perfectly with the 5-minute MRI second consecutive top. Yeah, this is nice. I don't want to walk away from the stream.
It's still okay. This is where it's starting to get a little fumbly right now. Okay. Bears just pulled liquidity. Bulls pulled liquidity. Oh man, game of tug of war again.
Oh yeah, hey guys. Hopefully my moderators are still in the chat.
I'm saying hi to some peeps. Maybe not.
Yeah, I'm just keeping an eye on my chart. I'm not really looking at the live chat. But so I broke my phone, and I wonder if anyone has had this problem with their phone. So besides the fact that my screen is totally shattered, here's how I broke my phone. So my battery no longer retains any charge. You ever had this problem, Joe?
Yeah.
You have?
Yep, my last phone. That's why I upgraded.
So basically, my phone only works if it's connected to a charger. If I disconnect it from a charger, it'll die within 60 seconds. Like the battery is not able to keep any charge.
Mm-hmm.
And when my phone dies, it's actually a royal pain in the ass to turn it back on because I can only do it from the proper wall outlet. Like I can't do it from a portable.
Mm.
And it can take me up to 20 minutes to turn my phone back on. And once it's on, it will only work if it's connected to a charger, whether it's portable or not. And if I start playing a video, whether it's a YouTube video or someone sends me a video over like, or if I start watching like people's videos on Instagram stories, my phone will shut off because now it drains more battery
No way.
than it takes in. So, and I don't know if this is just a connector problem to the battery and the new phones, you can't like remove the battery or anything like that. So I don't know if it's worth trying to fix it. And
No,
I
it's
can't really buy
definitely
any phone
spyware.
now because I'm all over. Hmm?
It's definitely spyware running that little processor to hell. I'm just joking, but it's probably a ton
Yeah.
of background processes and ton of stuff that's just over the years or whatever, just still running, stacking on top of each other. I actually had this happen to me once, and then I got a new battery, and they came over to my house. They came over to your house. It was like a straight up awesome service. They come to your house, they fix your phone in front of you, put a new case on everything with the battery, everything, right?
Yeah, but that's
And
iPhone stuff, right?
no,
That's
no, no,
not.
no.
Oh, by the way,
This was Android. This
I'm
is Android.
Android, guys.
This is
I'm
Android. This was the S. This was the S8 Plus, I think. And then I got the new battery, and it's like it lasted for like 3 days, and it was already back to shit. So it had
really.
nothing to, it was the stuff, the content on the files. It had to have been in the files, and access, giving things access or whatever that, I don't know. But it was just it didn't last very long with the brand new batteries, fresh out of the packaging.
All right, I'm still watching this trade. We got one more candle coming, so we're about to get an MRI warning arrow on the 5-minute chart on the next candle.
I'm not gonna lie though, Tone. I actually should be heading out because I'm flying to the Crypto Expo on Monday, and this
Oh,
is my
that's
last
right.
few hours with William. Yeah.
Yeah, you're heading out. All right, now go ahead. I'm just gonna finish out this trade through the MRI top on a 5-minute, and then I'm gonna get going.
Yeah. Good luck, man. I have a lot of fun when me and you sit and make a trade together. We've done this at Pork Fest, and it was trading from cell phones and stuff. So this is always fun, man. Good to see you in the fray right now, and best of luck. You're in the money, so it's sick.
All
There's your
right, so
top.
there it is.
You
There's
got it.
that
Yeah.
candle. Yeah. So there's the warning candle. So I really do need to tighten up the stop loss, and I will right in the middle of that green candle, because there's the
Let it.
MRI top. We're coming down, and I want to be out of this trade, and I am.
Oh,
If I was paying closer attention, I probably could have exited the moment the candle started because that is a reversal shooting star candle, and I don't want to mess with that, especially with an MRI top warning. So that should have been the proper place for a stop loss. Mine was a little bit lower. Another profitable trade on a 5-minute time frame. It would have sucked royally if we went below my entry point. Um, so we don't want to risk that. This now looks like a reversal. I'm still bullish in the market, looking at higher level time frames. But these short term 1-minute trades, 5-minute trades, once they're profitable, you gotta, consider taking that profit off the books, and that's how you just slowly stack more sats. All right, guys. So that is it. Thank you all so much for watching. Again, if you watched Joe earlier, he was pulling up his charts using Trader. There's a free trial, maybe 2 weeks or something, 7 days, 14 days. You can check that out, see if the order book analysis is good for you. You can Google for Joe's tutorial videos off of this platform, and go ahead and check that out. We'll probably do more in-depth videos in the future. Back to short videos tomorrow, back to 10-15 minute videos tomorrow. Maybe even later tonight, I'll do a quick short follow-up on what happened today. But for now, that is it. Quick recap. My 4-hour chart is on an MRI warning buy, and I do believe that we have 2.5 hours to go. We will catch that MRI buy, and then we got to hope that we rally all the way to $57,500 at the close tonight. And that retains our MRI count into the second consecutive MRI top on the weekly scale. So that is what I am watching right now. All right, guys. Thank you all for watching, and see you all on the next one.